If we get to 125 subs for Halloween episode, I'll do something that I will regret that you will all screenshot and use against me for the rest of my life. Everyone's just like, what's new there?
A whole podcast in one of those inflatable T-Rex costumes.
Yeah. Well, see, I was thinking of a completely different route, but hey, there you go. Hey everybody, welcome back to the HGO podcast. I'm your host for today, Ethan, and as always, I'm with my good friends, Cal and Hunter. Hey guys, how you doing?
I'm doing just as well.
I'm doing alright.
Yeah, it's good to be here with you on this amazing Saturday, where we have...
Starting right on time.
Starting right on time. Not an hour
As
and a half
always.
late. Yeah, I've got to be up tomorrow.
And none of you viewers can prove it.
Yeah, none of you can prove it. And the funny thing is, we're recording it on a Saturday. It'll still be late on the Monday as well. It'll be fine.
We say that we'll start recording at 7 every week, and then there's usually just like anywhere from half an hour to an hour and a half of just waiting and talking and shooting the shit.
Well, the usual thing is I'm always late. I won't even pretend that it's on anybody else. Like sometimes Hunter's a bit late. Sometimes Kyle's late. Sometimes Kyle does this weird thing where me and Hunter are like, yeah, we're ready to go. And Kyle hasn't messaged and we're just praying to the gods that he'll be in there on time. But most of the time it's me. I'm always late, which is funny because for me it's always at midnight starting time. So it's not like I have many distractions. I'm just always late. But hey, there you go. Welcome on in, everybody, to the HGO podcast, where every week we all come together to talk about everything we love in the world of gaming. Just us three, no one else. Nobody exists, apparently. We're lonely.
No one likes us.
No one likes us. No one likes us.
Hope you
Sam's
all
just playing
enjoyed like
Skyrim.
20 straight episodes of just the three of us.
We need to. I just need to grow. Apparently, it's easier for me to go begging for review copies of video games than it is for me to ask people I somewhat know, hey, would you like to come on our podcast? That seems to be the easier thing, is going, please, corporation, a review copy. And to go, hey, friend, do you want to talk with and hang out with us for now?
Hello, mutual acquaintance.
Yeah.
Would
maybe...
you like to join the Persona 5 Royal Spoiler Cast too?
Will it ever happen? It's like the mythical episode. It's like the lost episode.
I don't know. Sam and Jack are gone,
and no one else will take their place. Who knows? But welcome back on in. Everybody.
I could play Royal, but that involves playing Royal.
100 hours of your life.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
It's so much video game, Hunter.
It is a lot of video game.
If you said to me
the problem is the video game is still kind of fresh in my mind from watching Sam and Jack play it, so...
Nah. Right.
I mean, to be fair, if you said to me...
I don't think I'm ready to go back.
Oh, yeah, I'm always like, I want to let it simmer for a bit, because I haven't played it since I played it back in, like, April of last year. And some people are always like, oh, you gotta let it simmer. But if someone told me play Persona 5 Royal again, I'd be like, okay, you win, whatever.
I have to constantly tell myself, no, you have to play other things, or you'll never play other things.
Yeah, and I also just finished P3, so I need the Persona break.
Yeah, fair enough. But no, welcome on in. Where we usually talk about video games sometimes. This week, Cal and Hunter have got their first impressions coming up for No More Heroes 3. It is just 3, right? They haven't got a stupid subtitle.
No, the stupid subtitle was for the spin-off.
For some reason, I was going to say Volume 3, but that's Guardians of the Galaxy, not No More Heroes.
Yeah.
Easy things to mistake, apparently. But no, apparently, according to me,
both the main characters wear red coats.
There we go. It's confirmed. I'm a genius. But no,
the same person.
Yeah,
obviously.
Yeah. Anyway, we got No More Heroes first impressions. I have played some stuff. I played Ghostwire, which was not Ghostwire, Ghostrunner. Ghostwire is that game that got delayed.
Nobody's playing Ghostwire.
No one's playing Ghostwire. I played Ghostrunner, which was a sleeper hit from last year that was on PlayStation Now, because I've got that free PlayStation Now month. I have basically was like, I'm getting my money's worth somehow. Eeny, meeny, miny, Ghostrunner. Sounds good. Let's play it. So I'll give you my impressions on that. Hunter finished 12 minutes. And hey, if we run out of time, we might talk about stuff that happened at Gamescom or the Overwatch thing or some other garbage. Who knows? We'll see what happens. We'll see what...
Skyrim 7.
Skyrim 7. We'll see where the wind takes us.
Skyrim 7.
But no. Welcome on in. Not really got any housekeeping, really? I don't think so, other than, hey, if you're listening on audio services, feel free to give us a review. We'd really appreciate it. And hey, if you're on video, did you know that like all of the people that watch our podcast are not subscribed? Please subscribe. We'd appreciate it. We were doing some stats where on Kane's Gain did a Genshin video, which has quickly become our most viewed video on the channel within like 3 weeks, and it did the stat. You know, you sometimes see YouTube videos where like, by the way, guys, 60% of you that watch our videos aren't subscribed. I'm like, yeah, whatever, mate. And then for our statistic, it was like 97.8% of people that have watched this video aren't subscribed. I'm like, yeah.
Well, on Kane's video, it makes sense though, because it's got like exponentially more views than anything that gets put out on the regular.
True.
Oh, yeah.
But hey, if you are new here, feel free to subscribe, leave a comment, leave a like. We'd appreciate it. And hey, if you are an audio listener and you don't care about watching us on video, we'd also appreciate any support. Something. I'll dress up stupid at Halloween if we get subs. Sound good? Trade offer. Trade offer. You give sub. I look stupid. Win-win. I don't know
Everybody's happy.
Everyone's happy. I don't know what to set the goal at, but we'll forget anyway. Moving on.
I kind of thought we were just going to dress up on Halloween regardless.
Are we going to try properly though? Are we going to try?
I would.
Like, are we doing like?
I'll buy an actual costume, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we gonna try? Okay.
Or I'll like put on the improved Plague Doctor outfit I have.
Oh yeah, no, I'm talking like proper Halloween, not just like I wore Joker mask, Mao. Like, if you want to properly try.
Hey man, my outfit is like a proper like really cool looking Plague Doctor. I don't want to hear it.
I feel like I don't know about you, Kyle. I feel like Hunter's cheating. Because me and you are gonna.
I'm sorry that I live Halloween every day of my life. I can't help it.
Like, yeah, Hunter's like, here's one I made earlier, and then me and Kyle are just like, well, guess I've got to go buy something. But hey, we'll do it. Why not? It's like
I mean, I had to buy it at some point if it makes you feel better.
True.
Maybe I'll just dress up like Normie Craig from Final Fantasy Kill Chaos.
Oh man, that's
a good idea.
An easy one.
Is that cheating?
No, it's it's probably cheating.
It probably is.
Is Noctis cheating? Because he's just as normie looking, except for his hair.
Yeah, but he's got a cool sword, so we forgive him.
You know what? I'll do a trade offer for everyone listening right now. I'll do a trade offer, right? If we get to 125 subs before Halloween episode, I will properly try, and I will do something that I will regret that you will all screenshot and use against me for the rest of my life. So there's your trade offer. If we don't hit 125, I'll just do a normal thing. But there you go. Get us to 125 subs, and I'll do something extremely cringy. Anyway, everyone's just like, what's new there? But we're not
whole
here.
Podcast in one of those inflatable T-Rex costumes.
Yeah. We're not
Oh, that'd be fun.
That'd be funny. You see, I was thinking of a completely different route, but hey, there you go. Moving on, let's talk No More Heroes 3. Kyle, Hunter, you've been, well, especially Kyle in particular, has been anticipating this game for a little while.
I feel like Hunter and I have been equal.
Yeah.
We both enjoy No More Heroes.
True. So let's start. You know, there's probably people listening to the first time. Subscribe, wink, wink. Do you want to see me in a Reptar costume? I'm not doing the Reptar costume. I'm not doing
I just said T-Rex, man. It doesn't have to be Reptar.
I'm not doing
Reptar, Crash Nebula, and the Crimson Chin. Let's go.
I'm not doing that. What's your experience with No More Heroes? We'll start with you, Kyle, because I feel like you played No More Heroes first, right? Hunter, I feel like you were more recently into No More Heroes. Am I wrong here? Or
I have no
played
clue.
it back when I was in school.
Oh, okay.
Same.
Okay.
I just recently played him again, yeah, but...
I thought that was your first time picking them up. Anyway, whoever goes for Kyle. I don't know why I think of Kyle when I assume No More Heroes, so we'll just go with you first, Kyle. You can be special.
So I used to speedrun No More Heroes too. I don't know if that's where you're getting the association from.
That's probably where I'm getting it from.
Yeah. I actually got my start with No More Heroes 2 way back when in 2010 on the Wii.
Yeah.
So basically dinosaur ages at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Always the No More Heroes world has always been pretty fascinating to me. It's just a very unique, interesting, stylized world. I don't know, Hunter, help me out here.
Yeah, No More Heroes is super cool. Basically, the big drawing factor is the bosses with their crazy and over-the-top personalities.
Mm-hmm.
with, nerdy otaku man Travis Touchdown being the dude you play as to challenge them all.
So, like, what's the premise of No More Heroes to those who, like me, are unacquainted to it and just go, this looks weird?
Alright, so the first game starts out basically as like a bet. He enters this assassin league, and it's like, if you can get to the top of the assassin league, you can sleep with the lady who runs it. Was the bet that he made with the lady who runs the...
Oh, so it's a gamer's game. I understand now. It's for horny
Ethan,
people.
We need to put this on the forefront. Travis is a loser.
Yes, he is a loser.
Yeah,
He
but
is
it's a
not a
gamer's
good
game.
person.
It's a game.
He is a loser in every sense.
Genuine degenerate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
He uses his weapon is a lightsaber.
Yeah, but like
It runs on a battery and he jacks it off to charge it.
lovely. Yeah, it's a gamer's game
Yeah.
then. Got it. Okay, it's a gamer's. You're not.
Look, dude, it was made for the Wii.
Yeah.
What's the first thing you think of when you think of the Wiimote?
Yeah, I think of shaking the remote. Obviously, HD Rumble, dude.
That didn't exist yet.
Tell me you couldn't shake the ice cubes on the.
But
Wii.
anyway, in the sequel, the premise got upped into basically the same thing, but this time it was a mission of revenge because they
Yeah,
killed
there was
his
a
buddy
revenge
who
plot.
Okay.
owned the video
Travis's
store
best
or
friend
whatever.
got murdered by the #1 ranked assassin, and so he gets drawn back in.
Okay.
And now
back
in
into
3
the
there are
rank of
just aliens.
Ah, cool. It's doing the Saints Row thing. Like they were like,
Yeah,
they've gone too
basically.
crazy, add aliens. Cool. But hey, that's not a bad thing. I love Saints Row 4. So, go on then. Who wants to start? Who wants to go through the basic idea of No More Heroes 3 and what they're thinking? I literally know nothing about this game. The reason that I can't really spur the conversation much is because I know nothing about No More Heroes, and I'm not even going to pretend like I do. Sometimes I do that where I just pretend like I know something, but I can't be bothered. It's like 1:30. It's 10-2 actually. So Hunter, tell us. It's about aliens, but what is No More Heroes 3 and what are your first impressions?
Alright, so at a gameplay level, it is a hack and slash that is not very, intensive as
It's
far
very
as, what you need
simplified,
to do. It could be considered rather brain dead if you wanted. Just push the same button. I tried to do the typical thing I do where I try to Devil May Cry combo it, and it was to no avail. But that's okay. I figured as much. You get extra special moves. Like, you can throw people to restore your energy before it runs out without having to do it manually. And so the thing about this one that's a little, frustrating, I guess, because in 2 they streamlined the process quite a bit as far as getting from one assassin battle to the other, where in the first game you had to go do these random jobs around the sandbox
Oh my Christ.
Yeah. These random jobs around the sandbox that is just that back in 2007 or whenever the first game was made was already kind of, barren because it's made it for the Wii in 2007.
I mean, what other games were out in 2007 that was doing open world, really? The first? I think the first Assassin's Creed was 2007, so that's kind of the comparison point, I guess.
Well, yeah. And Assassin's Creed's open world had more people in it.
Oh yeah, it was
So
like the
there's
same
that.
8 models, but there was a lot of the same 8 model. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was all just kind of this pointless filler to get to where you needed to be, and I don't know why I was there. They streamlined it a lot with 2, and I liked that a lot more.
In 2, you can just go from battle to battle.
Yeah, basically you only ever
fantastic.
needed money to buy cosmetic things, which was much better.
Other cosmetics, and there was a couple weapons you could buy.
So I could try out their goofy mini games once and then be like, okay, that was fun, moving on. And didn't have to spam them to win the right to fight the boss again.
The play the game tax.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, you tried to play the game. Good try.
Yeah,
So
they
for whatever
decided to bring it back for this game.
Hooray!
Yeah, and it's equally as meh.
It's so stupid.
I don't like it.
I despise it.
The other problem comes with the fact that the bosses, at least the couple that I've done up to this point, don't really have their own levels to go with their battles anymore. It's just fighting them. At
You're
least in the
basically
other
going into their
games, you had
spaceship.
the level design wasn't spectacular or anything. It was just a bunch of straight lines to the boss fight, but it was it was something to do on the way there rather than just fight the guy and then go back to putzing around in the open world.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely felt like I've spent more time getting money to be able to play the bosses than I have actually playing the bosses.
Yeah, and I'm sure if I broke down like what I was doing in the first game, it might turn out to have been doing more to get the money as well, but it never felt like that. And this one, it does feel like that. And that's a bit of a problem.
And the other thing is, like, the entry to get into the bosses isn't cheap. Like, the first one is 20,000 money, and then it's 25,000 for the second or the third boss. And I can only assume that for the next boss, I've only played the first 3 bosses. But I can only assume it's 30,000 for the next entry fee.
Yeah,
and it's just like,
what it's at.
Why would you bring that back?
Yeah, I don't understand.
Because it's not meaningful content we're doing. Mowing the lawn isn't meaningful content.
I mean, that sounds really meaningful to me. I love mowing the lawn. Some people would buy a whole game based on that, Cal.
Lawn Mowing Simulator 2022.
That's all I'm saying.
Coming in February.
You don't buy No More Heroes because you want to mow the lawn. You buy No More Heroes because you want to cut people's heads off.
Yeah.
With a lightsaber.
You're cutting the grass's head off with the lawnmower. You know?
Bet the grass's head grows back, Ethan.
Well, then you get to do it all over again. If anything, it's more efficient, more more fun, more time chopping heads, just different types of heads. Think about it, big brain.
The grass never goes away.
Yeah, more fun for everyone.
Like the fleas in your fur, I keep coming back.
Yeah. So, how are you finding the combat then, Cal?
Like Hunter said, the combat's very simple, but No More Heroes has always been very simplistic.
It's very simple but satisfying.
Yeah, I liken it to something like Kingdom Hearts or Scarlet Nexus, where it's kind of on like the lower end of the learning curve spectrum of hack and slashes.
This game did add the Bayonetta slow down time dodge perfectly mechanic, though.
They did. They
gave
no
game
dodge in
that
game.
No action game will ever not have anymore, unless it's Devil May Cry.
I mean, No More Heroes 2 had that also, but
did it? I don't remember.
You did like a perfect block, then you could get get a combo in. The game never told you about that, but it existed.
Right. The irritating thing with this one is like you do the perfect dodge and it will send you into like the flurry rush, you know. Mm-hmm. But your lightsaber battery can run out during that, and that's a little annoying. I feel like it shouldn't be able to do that during that particular move.
Or at least like recharge it.
It should at least last until you're done. It could be spent after, for all I care. But interrupting my, combo that I got via, playing the game well is not exactly a cool thing to do.
Because the other thing they did in this game that they took out from 2, I'm sorry, I'm going to draw all my comparisons to 2, because that's the one I'm most familiar with. And it was also the last game. Travis Strikes Again isn't real. But they took out Travis's melee moves. Like, in No More Heroes 2, he had like a punch and a kick combo he could do.
Yeah, and they just like stunning them.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't the most useful thing, but it's like, why would you get rid of that?
Well, I mean, it's at least nice to have a reliable way to stun things, because it recharges your lightsaber. Which, now I just have to kind of hope that I stun something to throw them, and then recharge it that way if I want to actually keep myself in the action.
I will say this, though. The lightsaber battery does recharge a lot faster than it did in the other games.
It feels like it dies faster, too, though.
Yeah.
So I guess it's a bit of a give and take.
You did not answer my question. Do you still have to shake?
I'm playing with a Pro Controller.
Yeah, I'm playing. You have to wiggle the stick, so I can only imagine you have to shake it if you're like playing with the motion controls.
I mean, I'm surprised they don't make you shake with a Pro Controller. It has HD Rumble. Well, not even. It has gyro. Sorry, not HD Rumble. It has gyro. Got HD Rumble on the mind. But yeah, it's got gyro in it. I don't see why you can't shake your Pro Controller. Just go. There you go. Done. Easy. Two-hander.
Yes, that sounds safe.
Yeah. Oh yeah, come on, yeah, because just chucking Wiimotes and Joy-Cons is also an extremely safe
just
practice.
let me just put on the wrist strap on my controller.
Oh yeah, okay. If you can find me one person that didn't lose that uses the Joy-Cons that didn't lose the Joy-Con wrist straps within the first 30 minutes of their Switch purchase, then very cool. Because it's like mine stay in the box. You don't use your fucking Joy-Cons, liar. Don't.
One of my Joy-Cons doesn't even charge anymore.
Exactly. You don't even use them.
How'd you kill it without using it? Jeez.
I don't know, dude. It never left the dock.
That's probably why then. It probably got overcharged. It was probably like, my battery, never again. That's probably what happened. Anyway.
Man, I don't know how these things work.
You've been rather critical so far of it. Was that how you would gauge your overall opinion on it right now? Is kind of lukewarm? How are you feeling on it?
I've still liked it. Like, the things I've come to this game for, being like the wacky bosses and stuff, I still enjoy. I like the couple that I fought. It's just, like... So it's not... You'd want a sequel to be taking more of what you liked about the other ones and just making more of that and leaving behind the irritants. And it didn't do that, but I'm still enjoying the things that I did like about the other two that are present here.
Yeah, I'm basically in the same boat. It's taken away a lot of the stream. It's taken out what I liked about 2, which was the fact that with No More Heroes 2, I can just turn that game on and sit down with a story for an afternoon and be done with it.
Mm-hmm.
With this game, it's like, okay, I've grinded my money for the entry fee for the boss. Now I fought the boss, and this is all I want to do in this sitting because I don't want to go grind money again.
Yeah.
But no, the bosses I fought so far, all 3 of them have been really fun. What's the second one? Gold Joe.
Yeah, I keep wanting to call him Joe Gold for some reason, but yeah, Joe is fun.
He was a really cool concept. Basically, he uses magnetism in his boss. So you're on this tiled arena, and there are some squares that give you either a positive or a negative magnetic pull, and then you have to match your magnetic pull to Joe's magnetic pull. And if you ever try and push the same ends of magnets together, they push each other away. That's the gimmick of the fight. And I don't know, it's just really cool how...
Yeah, it was really cool, because sometimes if you are the same one...
It draws him towards you.
Yeah, and he doesn't attack, it'll draw him towards you. And then later in a later stage of the fight, it was, I'm mismatched, so he can't come at me. But now he pushed me into the laser fence.
Yeah.
I was like, I wasn't expecting you to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
So, honestly, if you're coming to this game looking for more No More Heroes, it's there. This is genuinely... It feels like No More Heroes, which is good. But there's a lot of conveniences from No More Heroes 2 that just aren't here.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of things that would probably just annoy people who don't already like the games.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I feel like if you haven't played No More Heroes before, it's not going to do anything for you. But, it's the 3rd game in a franchise, so what are you going to do?
Final game in the franchise.
Yeah, that too.
Does it feel...
That tweet did just come out today, yeah.
Does it feel like a conclusion?
Well...
What you've played so far?
It feels like there's nowhere else going to go.
Yeah.
Once you bring aliens invading the Earth, you've peaked.
That's exactly what happened with Saints Row, which is why it's been...
Yeah, I was going to say, they did kill Saints Row after that, didn't they? So
it went on a break.
Go from there?
I mean, to be fair, they did do a spin-off where they went to hell. So they did go further, where you literally beat the shit out of the devil and then go out of hell. It's kind of like Hades.
Yeah.
But did it 4 years prior and was just a lot more vulgar. But yeah, overall, I guess. Would you guys recommend it?
If you're looking for a hack and slash game, there are better options on the Switch. But if you're a No More Heroes fan, yeah, it's definitely just a game for the fans.
Yeah. Same.
Well, there we go. I feel like that's the first time I've asked the question, "Would you recommend?" and someone's gone, "Eh." Like most of the time, it's this sellout bullshit. Yeah, I'd recommend it, dude. What a great time. We love video games here. Where this time we're just like, if you like No More Heroes, sure. If not, it's fuck off. Don't bother.
Hey, it's like the review said. It's a solid average video game.
Yeah,
I wouldn't go so far as to give it IGN 6, but
I don't know. I feel like one, I feel like number scales are arbitrary as fuck because who the fuck is using 1 through 4 on a number scale?
1 through 4.
No one uses 1 through 4. The only time you ever see a 1 is if
unless
people
it
go,
genuinely won't let
cringe,
you open it.
1 out of 10. Yeah, like Cyberpunk's broken. We're gonna do this as a statement. So everything lies around the 5 to 10 range on a review point scale. Usually, if it's 4, then fucking hell, it is bad. But to me, I don't like 6 stands. Like to me, 7 is like. 7 is like, it's a good video game. Very good video. Like, 8 is like very good. 7 is good. 6, if someone's having an air experience with it, I can 100% see this being a 6.
It's the definition of just like, it's good enough.
It's fine. That's what I would probably define it as. It's fine. It's fine.
Definitely got better reviews than I was expecting.
I mean, it's dropping. It's going to 77. It's now it is average. That is the average.
It is right in line with 12 minutes, but yeah.
Yeah, no one expected 12 minutes to do a 77 though. Either. Let's be real. Do you want to talk about that real quick?
Oh yeah, want me to jump into that?
Oh sure, get the fucking weird game out of the way. All right.
Alright, I finished 12 minutes last week after talking about it, on the podcast.
Yeah.
It was interesting to say the least. I might be one of the few people who have just been kind of lukewarm as opposed to I hate this or I love this.
No, I have seen a load of people that are just like, I don't.
Most of the reactions that I've seen are, "Oh, this is brilliant," yada da da da, or "God, I hate this game."
I've seen a load of people that are just like the shrug emote. They're just like, I don't know, like what is it?
Yeah.
Not everyone's in wrong. Con. I hate this. It's garbage. Fucking burning.
I played 12 minutes, so you don't have to.
I played 12. Yeah.
But
not everyone's doing an hour-long podcast where they just talk about how much they hate everything in the game. But yeah,
I mean, I can see why people wouldn't like it. In one respect, I enjoyed it well enough. I like weird ideas, and I'm glad that this game exists in at least, if nothing else, it will inspire Kojima to make a.
They better not inspire Kojima. I don't want any of those kinds of plot twists in a Hideo Kojima game.
No. What I mean is, like, he said that he was like interested in maybe making an adventure game again, not a. He'd come up with a better twist than that. I figured out the twist to this game well before I think I was supposed to, and I was hoping that I was wrong.
Yeah. Like, I just don't get, like, because it's like looking at it, and you're like, oh yes, the idea of 12 minutes of a 12-minute time loop going round and round, figuring it out. I'm like, cool concept. However, to get to this idea, he must have known where he was going with the story the whole time. And I'm like, how did no one see the end goal and go, what the fuck is, like, did no one ever go to him? Like, yeah. Are you fucking like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like,
and that's the problem with the big twist in this thing, is that, like, after that, it was also, maybe it's partly because I figured it out before they wanted me to, but I was like, well, so what? It's not like
you heard it here first, guys. Hunter likes it. Hunter's like, no. It's just like, it's that fucking, it's like the meme.
No, that's not what I meant. I meant so what, as in it doesn't do anything for the characters.
Put that in the accolades trailer. Death loop. Or 12 minutes. So what?
What I meant by that was, like, when I got to for example, last year I played Return of the Obra Dinn, which is a game where you have to figure out the fates of this ship that disappeared and came back. Mm-hmm. And, well, after you figure out everyone's fate, well, everything already happened, so this kind of, like, they, like, obscured a chapter from the book and you had to like go back to that once you were done with everything else. And they were like, it was being framed as if it was some big important thing. But then when I was done like experiencing that part, I was like, so?
Yeah.
What did that do? Like, everyone is already dead. So it's because there was nothing like that mattered for the characters. Like, the game very shortly after it got revealed ended. This did matter to the characters in some respects, but it didn't feel like it went very far after that, is the problem.
So I still have stuck in my head the fucking Kyle 12 minutes, so what? Like, just imagine if that was the title. It was just 12 minutes, comma, so what?
So what?
Yeah. Just reminds me of all those stupid animes that have, like, the fucking question marks at the end of it, where it's like, oh, like, have an existential question at the end of an anime title, why not? Just be like, 12 minutes, so what? But no, it's so fucking weird. It's such a weird ending. I'm not going to spoil it for anyone that hasn't played it, because I feel like the game's too new for us to just go, hey, that's fucking weird, isn't it? But it's fucking weird, isn't it? It's so fucking weird. And I'm just like, why?
I mean, like, yeah, so cool premise with a, rough execution. I'd be interested to play another game that the dude makes, but like I said, I'm glad that the game exists. But
all I'll say is, I feel we're safe now to say that if Willem Dafoe's in a video game, you can probably skip it because he has not had a good track record.
His performance was really good in this game.
His performance in Beyond Two Souls was also not bad. It was just Beyond Two Souls was bad.
Oh yeah, David Cage
That's not
sucks.
Willem Dafoe's fault.
It's not Willem Dafoe's fault that David Cage is a hack.
He chose it. He read the 12 minutes plot and went, yes, a fine bit of culture that. Let's get in the booth.
Some people also only read their parts.
His parts, he read his lines. I've seen the ending. He's read those lines. I know what he's doing. But no, what a weird game. I would not have guessed that one of the world's most controversial games this year would have been 12 minutes. I would not have placed my bets on that in the slightest.
It is really weird.
I'm so glad. Like, I'm patting like prior Ethan of the past on the back for choosing It Takes Two over 12 minutes. That was the choice that I went with, and I overall am very grateful to have done that. But man, what a weird...
Yeah, dude, you've got a Game of the Year contender.
It's weird.
Since nothing else is coming out this year.
Apparently Psychonauts 2 is also a Game of the Year contender, apparently, which is weird. It's like, what world are we living in where platformers are going to get Game of the Year noms? We could have like 2 platformers in the Game of the Year running. I'm just like, that's crazy.
That aren't Mario.
It's sitting on 88. And Ratchet. Ratchet's also a platformer. There's going to be 3 platformers at this rate.
Shit. That's half the nominees.
Yeah. But yeah, like, because looking at it so far, yeah, it'd be Ratchet, Psychonauts 2, Monster Hunter Rise, It Takes Two, and Death's Door would probably be the ones right now. Like, and it's just like, what the fuck is this? Crazy year. Platformers rise up. Woo. Speaking of platformers, actually, good segue. Because I've been playing on PS Now.
Dude, we're getting better at this.
Yeah, we're getting good, guys. We're getting good. It only took 76 episodes. We can finally learn how to connect 2 sentences together. Oh my god, wow. I have played a video game. Oh, hello. Kyle has frozen.
Oh no, he's like frozen in motion
Kyle has been hit by the time stone. He has been frozen. There he is. Hello.
Dormammu, I've come to bargain.
Dormammu, I come to bargain. God, what is this game called?
I've come to bargain.
Oh yeah, we're not talking.
Deathwire
Tokyo.
Ghostrunner.
Ghostrunner Tokyo. Deathloop.
Deathwire.
I don't know anymore, dude.
No.
All these video games sound the fucking same.
They do. Right. I'm gonna be real.
I'm an old fucking boomer over here.
I'm gonna talk about Ghostrunner for a bit, but I do just want to say my first opinion on Ghostrunner is what a generic Andy name, dude. Like fucking, someone went to like the 2008 like emo years and was like, yeah, it's gonna be called Ghostrunner and it's all cyberpunk and edgy, dude.
I wouldn't be shocked if
Oh my
Ghostrunner
God.
was like a 2008 scene band.
Yeah, would not be surprised either. But no,
Like open for Black Veil Brides or something.
basically. But in the UK, there was an offer like a week ago where you could get a whole month of PS Now for £1. So I was like, fuck it, we'll do it. We'll get the Undertale Platinum because I'm a sucker. And I did do that. And then the other thing was, I was like, I need to at least play one game now, so that I can say, hey, I got my pound's worth. You know, I played a new game for £1, can't complain. And my options were Judgment, which is the Yakuza spin-off, or Ghostrunner. And because I had just played Yakuza 0 and I was very much already like done with Yakuza, I was like, I've got Yakuza fatigue. I'm like, I'm not gonna play Judgment because it's just Yakuza. So I'll play Ghostrunner instead, which is Mirror's Edge meets Genji from Overwatch.
Oh, cool!
Wow.
So the idea behind Ghostrunner is it is set in your cyberpunk universe that was very 2020. Everyone loved cyberpunk in 2020 until cyberpunk came out.
Until they actually had cyberpunk.
Until they actually had cyberpunk and went, I don't want that, and passed it back and was like, yo guys, have you heard of The Witcher? Like, no. Yeah. But no. And,
toss a coin.
Yeah. So it's essentially set in a
Great song.
dystopian cyberpunk city where everyone resides in a tower and the outsider world has basically become an apocalypse. No one goes outside the tower. And you are playing as a robot synthetic robot hybrid called the Ghostrunner, who does not know what his purpose is, but all he knows is he wakes up to find himself at the bottom of the tower, with his arm has been ripped off and he has like this new faux weird arm, and his goal is to climb to the top of the tower and kill the people that are in charge, essentially. So what the game becomes is essentially Mirror's Edge meets what's that game called? Super Hot. It is Mirror's Edge meets Super Hot, which if you've not seen Super Hot, is this indie game where the idea is every time when you move, time moves around you. This isn't what happens in this game, but the idea is you have bullets, but if you take one shot, you die, and you have to keep resetting a cycle. And the whole idea of a Super Hot is essentially have these puzzle rooms where there's people with guns everywhere, and you've got to kind of matrix dive your way through a load of people and shoot them and make sure everyone dies so you succeed. Ghostrunner is similar, but there is no time mechanic involved, and it's just little rooms with a load of enemies in it. You take one shot, you fucking die, and you just press restart, and it's basically doing a load of Mirror's Edge platforming and katanaing people and basically getting perfect runs.
The sound it's like a first person game.
Yeah,
right?
first person.
It sounds like a first-person Katana Zero in this. I might actually.
Yeah, it's. I've had a lot of fun with it. So it's essentially Mirror's Edge platforming where you can wall run. You've got a grapple hook, so there's little grapple hook sections where you just do grapple hooks, and there's loads of platforming. There's sliding, you'll slide down slopes with saw blades in them, and you've got to jump and then slide under other ones, and then grapple hook around and weave.
The classic Super Meat Boy.
And the way that you slow down time is you have this dodge where when you hold the dodge, when you're in the air and you hold the dodge, time goes to a crawl and you can do the Matrix kind of shimmy from side to side. And when you let go of it, it kind of boosts your momentum forward. So you can kind of do these sick dodges and then slash and then move on to the next one. And I was playing it just because I was like, oh, Mirror's Edge meets it. And I was like, this has a really fun loop. And it doesn't outstay its welcome. I beat the whole game in 7 or 8 hours. It was not very long. It's a very short game, but it was so much fun because it's a lot of it's that trial and error platforming where each room takes a minute to solve, if that, but it is just a load of there's 5 enemies in this room, so I need to find out the perfect way to dodge all these bullets, and everyone's shooting at you, and there's different enemy types. So you'll have your basic just shoots a pistol every couple of seconds. Then you'll have Machine Gun Andy who's just spraying and praying, and you have to keep dodging until he stops and then reloads. You've got shield guys who have got completely invulnerable at the front, and you've got to get behind them and weave behind them and stuff like that. There are so many enemy types. I think there's something crazy. There's over 10 enemy types probably by the end of it. And the story's nothing to write home about. It's nothing amazing. It's your generic cyberpunk story of there's some guy in your there's a guy in your head that's you need to do this stuff, get to the top of the tower, and basically do all this kind of stuff. And you can probably already guess from this kind of scenario that I'm giving, you can probably already guess the ending of the game and where it's leading to, because it's that generic of a AI cyberpunk kind of storyline. But you don't really play it for that. You play it for the gameplay, and you play it for the level design, and it's really well done. Some levels are really long, like some of them are like 30 minutes. Some of them are like 8, and it's just like, the game rewards you for being good, but it's not, doesn't necessarily punish you for being bad either, because like I say, the checkpoints are super lenient. Before every encounter, you essentially get a checkpoint, so there's like a checkpoint every 40 seconds in the game if you think about it.
Amazing.
But no, it is really fun, and I'm kind of mad that I slept, like I didn't even hear of its existence really until now, because I'm like, I love Mirror's Edge, and this kind of platforming is kind of cool, and doing like, it is literally just like a really fun time. So I'd recommend it. It's on PS Now, which if you've heard of that, that's a thing. Or it's probably super cheap. I don't know. There's a PS5 version coming soon as well, I believe. I can double check that.
Man.
But they are doing it as PS5 version. Obviously, even if the PS5 version was out, I wouldn't be able to play it, because PS Now doesn't let you play PS5 games. It makes you just sit and play the basic PS4 version. Oh, PS5 is out in exactly a month. It's September 28th. So yeah. And it's available on everything. It is available on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Windows. It's on Switch. Did not know that.
What?
It's on Switch. Probably you probably have to stream it. Let's have a look. Ghostrunner Switch. Let's have a look. Is it one of those streaming games? Actual Ghostrunner Switch gameplay from Nintendo Live. Holy, let us mute YouTube so I don't get that audio in the backup. No, it looks like ass. That is Switch gameplay, ladies and gentlemen. It looks crusty, but it's there, and it runs at 60, especially if you're playing on PS5. So it's really fun, and I'd recommend it if you like platformers, if you like the idea of doing one hit and you're dead kind of samurai action in first person. Recommend it, and it doesn't outstay its welcome. So there you go. I just rambled for like 8 minutes on Ghostrunner. Did you have any questions, by the way? I kind of just rambled.
No, I got enough. That sounds like a good time.
Cool. Yeah, it really does.
It's a lot of fun. I actually, it was a sleeper thing where I started it and I was like, I don't know if I'll like this. But then I played it and I was like, actually, this is quite fun. To the point where with the first level, I was like, I'm going to try and do this without dying. And I did. And I was like, yeah, let's go. That's kind of fun doing the whole level without taking a single hit. It's kind of fun. So yeah, definitely would recommend it. And it's available everywhere. So there you go. What else did we say? What did we have on the list? I guess we're done talking about games, because Kyle did not show up. He played No More Heroes and then didn't play anything else.
Hey, dude.
And I can't ask him what his favourite announcement.
It do be like that sometimes.
Can't ask him for his favourite announcement from Gamescom, because he didn't do his homework on that either.
Hey, dude. It be like that sometimes.
It do be like that. Do you want to talk quickly about Gamescom, Hunter? Was there anything interesting that piqued your interest from Gamescom?
Let's see. The game they showed, Cult of the Lamb, looked kind of fun.
Oh, that looked interesting.
Yeah, it had that funny little intro skit there, and then it looked very I believe they said it was a roguelike, so high action, with like a base building mechanic or whatever. So cool, more people are taking the Hades loop now. That's fun.
I feel like roguelike is the new indie genre. If this is what indies will do for the next 4 years.
Hasn't it always been the indie genre?
True.
Like, it took until this year with Returnal to get a AAA one.
True, but it was like, I didn't think there was this many, because you had like Binding of Isaac, which was, for me, that's always the big one where I was like, oh yeah, that was pretty big. But other than Binding of Isaac,
Rogue Legacy. You see, the thing is, there's like a bunch of them, but because I never cared about them until like Hades, they're just all kind of blurred together, and I can't tell you what any of them specifically are, except for Binding of Isaac and Rogue Legacy. Spelunky's a roguelike, technically.
Yeah, I guess. You're true.
Cave Story? Or is that more Metroidvania?
Metroidvania. But Metroidvania is also the indie genre's
That's the other indie
fucking
game.
thing, dude. I'm like, Literally, it's like rolling the dice on an indie game. It's like, is it a Metroidvania or is it a roguelike? Let's find out.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the one team that does both.
What, a Metroidvania?
I don't even know how that would work.
One massive map with a spawn
Dead
point.
Cells.
Yeah, in the center.
Dead Cells was that.
Oh, it already happened.
There we go. It happened. Damn.
Perfect.
There goes our $1 million idea.
We'll have to
really
fall
liked
back to
Dead
the other
Cells. That was one
$1 million
that
idea we have.
That was one I almost thought about going into after I beat Hades. Was like, oh, Dead Cells looks like it could be cool.
So yeah, had that Lamb game. Was there anything else? I'm gonna look up what was announced so I can have an answer.
Yeah.
Gamescom.
As an overall experience, this made me less annoyed than the last show, to be fair.
I thought it was a
Mr.
decent
Keighley.
show. I thought it was a decent show this time. Even though...
Yeah, like, I didn't have to message you whatever time it was when I was watching it last time, saying I felt like I was there for 3 hours.
Uh-huh.
But I didn't need to do that. They had a really cool Lindsay Sterling doing the Tales of Arise song. Was nice.
Right, okay, let's talk about that. Was she playing that violin or was she faking it? I am 100% in the camp of cool, but they faked it, because there's no way she's doing fucking like spins and fucking all that ballet work and then playing a violin. I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Okay, I've never seen her live.
I do not believe
know
it.
If she's able to do that. I believe that she probably played it for the track if she was just dancing to it.
Yeah, no. If she was just dancing along to it, she 100% played it and she 100% killed it beforehand. But it's not. Yeah. I'm not saying that she can't play violin. I'm saying there's no fucking way that she's doing all those spins and all those fucking like jumps and sick nasty tricks while also playing a precision instrument like the violin. I'm like,
I don't know, man. I've never thought about that when consuming the other things I've seen Lindsay Sterling do before.
But no, that's pretty cool. Kyle, how'd you feel about Horizon finally being fully delayed?
I don't care.
That's the spirit.
You know how I feel about the first Horizon.
Yeah.
It cracks me up that it's like genuinely 10 days off of being the same date as the other one.
It's basically the same date as the other one.
Yeah, like... Which, cool, because it's like Elden Ring's supposed to come out in January.
I mean, how many times have I said that this is where Horizon would end up? I don't know how many times I've fucking said February is when the Horizon will show up, but Horizon will show up in February. I've been saying this forever, because it's where it's been... It did so well in February. I don't see why they wouldn't do it again.
Yeah.
And it will still do great.
Starting,
even though it's
just
a busy
the first
month.
part of this year, yeah.
Even though it's a busy
like Horizon is going to do well.
It'll do well. As long as Breath of the Wild doesn't show up like
the Wild
3
again.
days after.
Yeah, as long as
oh god, could you imagine?
It'd be so funny if it was just all a fabrication and Nintendo's like, let's just screw with them.
Yeah.
Oh, Numa just comes out, he's like, we've pranked you all.
It's been done for months.
Your move, Horizon.
But I've seen so many people going, oh, are they stupid? Breath of the Wild's going to come out. I'm like, you simpletons.
Breath of the Wild's coming out.
No, it's not.
You're dumb if you think
I am
that.
still on 100% the possibility of... I think there's more chance of Mario Odyssey 2 coming out next year than Breath of the Wild 2, and that game doesn't exist. Yeah.
3D Donkey Kong game?
That has a higher chance of coming out next year than Breath of the Wild 2. I genuinely don't think Breath of the Wild 2...
Star Fox Grand Prix.
When Nintendo says that they're aiming to release it in the year 2022, that to me says late 2022 or it's 2023. So the people that are going, it's going to get outshone by Breath of the Wild, I'm like, no, it's not, because that's going to be
not.
Even if it did, even if the events proceeded the same way again, it's not like people played Horizon and they went back to play Horizon after they were done with Breath of the Wild or whatever.
Yeah.
It didn't get outshined as far as everyone likes to pretend it did in anything but like Game of the Year awards.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Breath of the Wild 2 will always be the better selling game out of them, because Nintendo games just sell stupid because Nintendo fans are stupid and dumb, and hello, look at my Nintendo Switch collection over there. And we just buy everything to the point where like even fucking Luigi's Mansion sells more copies than like a PlayStation Studios exclusive. Like, I feel like Luigi's Mansion sold more than Spider-Man or something stupid like that, and you're like, how? How does this work? Who does this? Who likes Luigi that much?
A lot of do better than multi-plat games sometimes,
100%.
Like Animal Crossing compared to like, I don't know,
Animal Crossing sold more than
Another-
Skyrim, and it's been out everywhere.
Yeah, there we go.
Feels bad. Poor Skyrim.
Are we talking about Skyrim as a whole?
Yeah, as a
like
whole.
every
Yeah,
iteration.
every iteration of Skyrim.
Every iteration.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Get bent, Elder
Get
Scrolls.
fucked, nerd. Isabel drinking martinis every day is beating you. Dragonborn my ass. But now, I saw Horizon coming. I was just happy that they actually did it. And that 60 FPS patch for Horizon, I'm tempted to play it again. I'm like, it's a game that I've forgotten most of at this point. I'm like, I could play that now and then play the sequel in February. I could probably get into it. Call of Duty keeps trying to pretend that Activision doesn't exist. That's a cool fun
I
fact.
skipped over that part of the show entirely. I was like, oh, Call of Duty time?
Even for Call of
Skipped
Duty,
ahead,
that
and I
was a
was like,
shit
oh,
demo. As much as
Hey, it's Halo now.
as much as I love Laura Bailey, that demo level of COD was a really bad demo level to show because it was nothing but like walking, and I'm like, come on,
Classic.
come on. I mean, even Laura Bailey, I'm like, you can't win me over with this, especially after everything that's happened with Activision recently. Deathloop got a preview. It's Deathloop's Deathloop. Lego Star Wars finally exists again. That's cool.
2022.
Okay. Death Stranding director's cut. How did you feel about that stuff, Hunter?
It's all wacky and silly, but I'm probably not going to jump into it right away. Like,
It seems
it's interesting. It feels very, like, disconnected from everything else.
It feels like
in a lot of ways. Like,
Yeah.
in a lot of ways, yes, of course there's a random racetrack just being implemented into this game, because I don't think Kojima could stuff an idea into one of his games and me try to pretend like there's a reason it won't fit. Because he'll make one.
Yeah. It just kind of it very much is like with Ghost of Tsushima, they've obviously done this big expansion, this whole other island and stuff like that, which is like 6 to 8 hours long. This genuinely is like a couple of extra bits and pieces. It genuinely is the definition of we had a bit of free time while everyone was moving the code over to PS5, so we made a racetrack and some stupid stuff.
Yeah.
Which to me, everyone's like, oh, cool, now you can do wheelies and do trick shots off your epic bike and have a buddy carry you instead of doing it yourself. And I'm like, my whole thing was sitting for all that is it going to be the tried and true zipline network that I built that I spent 60 hours building a zipline network where literally I just had to get my fat ass on a zipline and just automatically flew everywhere, like, because I set it up. I'm like, I don't know.
Oh, right, there was like buddy play or whatever. That seems a little weird, like tonally. I thought one of the things about Death Stranding that was cool was its oppressive loneliness. So,
The buddy bot.
playing with another person.
Yeah.
Or was it a bot?
It was a
I don't
bot. It
remember.
wasn't another person. It was a buddy
Okay.
bot. It was like a little AI bot that used to carry your packages and used to follow you along.
Oh,
I
okay,
never used
right.
it because I was too busy going, don't care, zipline time. Whee! Like, that was my... I was like, I'm going for efficiency, not fun.
Yeah.
That's how I deliver. See that FedEx, take notes. That's how I deliver
Efficiency,
my
not
packages.
fun.
Yeah.
Put that on the package.
No, every other delivery service is just no efficiency, no fun.
Everything else is just a toy.
Yeah. But now, let's have a look. Halo finally got a release date. Better late than never, I
Yeah.
guess. I knew that game was coming out this year, but even I did not expect December 8th. Like, I'm like,
December.
that's Xenoblade territory. That's like just a push it out for the niche fans kind of release day, not a big release day.
Yeah, and if they so much as stub their toe, it's like, oh, well, bye.
Metroid Dread got a
Next year
trailer.
you go.
Did anyone watch it?
I did not.
I
Because
didn't.
I'm already sold on the game, but
People
I
said it
saw
was-
a
I know that
picture.
happened.
People said it was spoilers, and I got into a good idea of what counts as spoilers, because technically, if they've decided to stick it out there, I'm like, the only trailers that I believe are truly spoilers are Square Enix, because they don't know what the fuck they're doing with their trailers. But like,
Yeah.
Metroid's Metroid. What the fuck are you spoiling about Metroid? Oh no, there's an alien in it. Spoilers, guys. I hate to break it to you. April O'Neil from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is in everything.
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
Ghostrunner
announced
got
her for
got a DLC apparently release dated.
Oh, nice.
They added an assist mode, so it's more accessible. There you
That's
go.
good.
Even better. It wasn't that hard, though. I'm a Dark Souls boy, guys. Get good. It wasn't hard. Ratio. Fuck off. Accessibility? I don't think so. Get good.
Get good or get out.
Get good. Yeah. Oh, and then I guess the big main announcement was Saints Row is being rebooted. Because they decided that they could not continue after superheroes and aliens and going into hell. Did you watch the reboot trailer?
Yeah, I saw it.
A lot of
And I
people
was
said
like,
that it didn't look like Saints Row. And from someone who's a fan of Saints Row, as in I've played a bit of 2, played all of 3, and played all of 4 and Get Out of Hell, I thought it looked like Saints Row. I was like, am I dumb here? Am I, this looks like Saints Row.
I only played around with, I don't know, 2 of them. I don't remember which ones specifically, but I only did that for a little bit in each. I didn't play all of them.
Mm-hmm.
But I was more wondering, what I've been wondering with the whole murmurs of the Saints Row thing is, like, this whole franchise, well, I don't know, like, you said that the last one came out in 2013.
The last full release was 2013. It was the same. It came out a month before GTA 5.
Okay, so that's what I was about to get to, was that Saints Row, when as a series, kind of, in my head, was this wacky alternative to what, before Grand Theft Auto 5, the 4th Grand Theft Auto game was, like, grounded and annoyingly serious.
I mean, GTA 5 is still serious for its own good. I don't think there is funny moments and there's funny haha things, but at the same time, I would not say that it's like a comedy game. Saints Row very much is a haha, look at you, don't give a shit. Here's a dubstep gun where you kill people with the fucking drop in the bass, dude. Let's go. Like,
part of what I was getting at there was also, like, with the Grand Theft Auto Online stuff and how silly they're getting with all of that. I was thinking,
oh yeah.
I wonder if some of the I was just wondering if some of the luster of, like, the niche that Saints Row filled in has been kind of assimilated by Grand Theft Auto's online service.
See, I have a hunch, and I could be completely wrong here, because they did Agents of Mayhem, was a game that Volition did afterwards, and that flopped like nobody's business. I have a sealed copy on my shelf over here that I've never played.
Agents of Mayhem. It was supposed to be like an Overwatch clone?
No, it was supposed to be kind of Saints Row-y. Here's my copy.
Oh.
As you can see,
I'm thinking of
I don't know if
something
you can
else.
see, but it's the Day 1 edition. It is new, it is sealed, that I bought for £3 about 5 years ago.
Amazing.
I've never played it because I've heard it's bad, and I like Volition, so I want to keep my my opinion on Volition happy. And just be like, I like Saints Row. But no, I honestly think that Saints Row has a really good chance of doing well. I genuinely do, from the fact that GTA has not shown up in years. I feel like people are looking for something that is like GTA. And I feel like, as absurd as Saints Row is, and from the looks of it, they've dialed down the tone a bit less than Saints Row 4.
Yeah,
they've gone more
they gotta
to
build
Saints
back
Row.
up to that.
I'd like to say they've gone to Saints Row 3 levels of stupidity. Like Saints Row 4, to put this in perspective, Kyle, the first mission of Saints Row 4 is you as just a random guy, like thug guy, the head of the Saints, which is the gang that they're part of, breaking into a missile silo with the head of MI6 and another agent, where they're stopping a nuclear warhead from launching, and you solve it by doing a slide down some stairs and grabbing onto the nuke and climbing up it as the nuke is launching in the air, while Don't Want to Miss a Thing is playing as you destroy the nuke, and you jump off it and it explodes in the background and the logo fades up. That's how absurd Saints Row
Dope.
is.
Which game are you the president in?
Saints Row 4. Yeah, you get the presidency
Okay.
because of you destroying a nuke because you climbed onto it as it was launching and destroyed it.
Keith David is your vice president.
Yeah, Keith David is the vice president, and aliens abduct everybody, and you end up in a
Was he-
simulation.
Was
of
it just
steel port
as
like a
Keith
superhero.
David?
Yeah,
or
as
was
Keith
he, like-
David. yeah.
Okay, I couldn't remember. That's amazing.
Keith David plays Keith David. And you have there's like a scene of him in the ship where you ask him to autograph like his book or whatever, and it's just like so stupid. And it's just like that kind of absurdity is crazy, and I really love Saints Row. It's really stupid, but it's stupid fun. Like, I've always had fun with Saints Row. And I feel like that's the game people really want nowadays, is they've not had GTA for ages. There's not really been... There used to be a time when you used to get GTA clones all the fucking time. Like, you get stuff like Sleeping Dogs and stuff like that, where it kind of feel...
Just cuz.
Yeah, you kind of get that stupid and they've all kind of gone away for the most part, including Saints Row. And I feel like Saints Row coming back is a good thing. And to me, it looked like Saints Row. I was like, yeah, gonna get that. Looks like fun. Gonna have fun. Because people were outraged because they put the boss of this one in the reboot. They always have in the trailers, they always have like a generic boss. You can always customize your character. And people thought that because it was a female character, they thought that everyone was gonna, and the voice actress said that that I'm the voice of the boss. They thought that they thought that they were going to have to play as a female character, and they were rioting in the streets, and it's not that.
Oh my god, these same nerds. If this wasn't,
and I'm afraid of women.
If this was not a point that was brought up, that they were like, oh, if you didn't have to play as a female, and it was just the option, half these dopes probably would have just picked the girl anyway.
Yeah.
That is how they work.
She just meant she's one of the voices, and people don't remember that in all the Saints Row games, there's always been voices. There's always been an option for a Cockney voice in both the male and female. That has always been a thing, where you can basically have the penguin voice. Troy Baker is always a voice of the male character. Voice 1 is always Troy Baker. My favourite part is they had 4 male voice actors in Saints Row 4, and the options were male 1, male 2, male 3, and Nolan North. They just basically got Nolan North to be Nolan North.
Amazing.
Like, they were like, we don't want you putting on any kind of voice, we just want you to be Nolan North, and we're going to promote it as you being Nolan North. And it was just that. And it's like, yeah, you can still I'm sure you can still make your crazy Hulk monster turn everyone's skin green and make you look stupid. Or be stupid, be like super, like massive, like a tank, and just do whatever you want, and do what people creating outrage for outrage's sake. I think it looks like Saints Row, and it's a fresh start, and I think it's going to be fun. And they're not doing a games of the service kind of thing. It's just Saints Row. It's still you've got your 2-player co-op that's back as always, but it's just that it's a single-player game with 2-player co-op if you want to bring your friend in, and that's that. And I'm all for it, and I'll definitely be playing it. I don't know straight away because Horizon's coming out at like the exact same time.
Yeah, I forget. Did it get dated for February too?
February as well. Okay. I think it's the week after. Horizon, so busy week.
Nice.
But I'll definitely be picking both
out right after Horizon too, and I'm like, oh.
But no, I just think I just don't think people like change. Like, I think they're like, oh, but the characters that I like from Saints Row are gone. I'm like, I'm sure they'll make new ones that are fun as well.
Get over it.
Get over it. I'm sure we'll all be fine. Everything will be fine. It's just a game. Why'd you have to be mad? But no, looks fun.
It's like the outrage with the Netflix Cowboy Bebop cast got shown recently.
Oh yeah.
And people were getting upset that Faye's outfit got changed to something more practical.
Oh yeah, because I'm sure Faye's outfit from the original anime, they were gonna really recreate that, and someone would be like, "Yes,
I saw
I'm
a video of the
wearing.
Actress.
Yeah,
I saw a video of the actress just throwing shade, and it was amazing.
A fun
I'm
video.
like, yes, put them in their place.
More of this.
I don't think that show's gonna be very good, but
people are like, we believe.
Put them in their place.
We'll find out in November.
Yeah. My issue with
first in
the bit that I've looked at there was it just kind of looks like generic action thing rather than.
I need to see a trailer. I really need to see a trailer for it, because screenshots don't do it justice. Because to me, I was like, the outfits look alright, but looking at them in like a fake set that to me didn't look like the actual set that they were using, it looked like a photo shoot set. I'm like, this looks extremely cheap. Can we see it in action so that I know that it doesn't look this cheap? Because I was just looking at the set design and I was like, kind of looks like they spent like $200 on the entire set. I'm like, it kind of just looks a bit weird. But that wasn't Gamescom, so we won't talk about it. I think that's it for Gamescom.
Bebop when you finish watching Bebop.
Yeah,
how's that sound, Ethan?
125 subs and Ethan has to finish Bebop.
Please.
I've
been trying to get him to finish it for like a year.
That's a higher cost. That's 150. My pride, I'll sell that out for 125. Like 6 hours of my time. Come on, that's effort. So anything else that we want to talk about? Elden Ring got shown again. Elden Ring's Elden Ring. Calm down, kids.
Yeah.
That Xbox stream was tragic.
Oh, right. I forgot about that happening.
I didn't even watch it. Yeah, I didn't even watch it. I just saw everyone was getting bored as shit from it.
I don't even remember hearing about this.
Not as bored as that one conference that I remember kind of funny we're watching.
Koch Media.
Yeah, the Koch Media one where they all like left. They were like walking out the room and they were like all screaming help. Like they were that bored, but It was still pretty bad.
It was funny though, like people tuning into that Xbox One being like, "Where's Halo?" Even though Keeley's thing was happening the next day, I'm like, surely you can assume where Halo's going to be.
If I was Xbox, I would have 100% said at the end, and tune into Jeff Keighley's Gamescom, whatever the fuck it's called. Gamescom opening night live, is that what it was called? I don't even remember.
Yeah.
They'd be like, and we know what you're waiting for. Tune in to Gamescom opening night live for more information on Halo, because everyone knew Halo was coming then, because this is like the last chance for them to announce a release date. So of course,
yeah, if they would have announced a release date here, I would have been like, maybe it's not going to be out this year.
Yeah.
People think.
So that's that. I guess we can wrap it up with talking about the final piece of news that happened this week, which is to do with Activision again, because we love Activision, dude. We absolutely love Activision. We love Activision. Who does not own Call of Duty.
Just because they announced Call of Duty, do not forget that they're being sued by the state of California. Yeah. Since a lot of places seem to just be ignoring that now.
I do want to state, though, that looking at Sledgehammer Games, who is making this year's Call of Duty, and looking at all the people that are working on it, especially all Sledgehammer for a AAA game studio seems to be actually more diverse than most of them. It's not just a bunch of white guys just going, "Hey, Call of Duty."
Right,
but I've seen there's a load of people who are at Sledgehammer Games that are like, "Please support us. We've worked really hard," and Laura Bailey plays one of the main characters in it. It's like 4 war stories is the idea of Vanguard. It was like 4 World War II stories. And one of them is like about a female sniper from Russia who Laura Bailey plays, and then there's another 3.
Oh man, Sniper Wolf.
But it seems like a load of people have worked really hard on it, so I really hate shitting on games that they're making when I'm like, I'm sure there's some really good people and they're making some good shit, even if it is Call of Duty. And some people like to shit on it. But at the same time, Activision are a bunch of bastards, so I don't care about Activision in the slightest.
The whole premise sounds like what Battlefield did a few years back with their World War I game.
Yeah, that does sound like a good premise.
It does. We'll see how it works out. Also, Treyarch developing the zombies. Call of Duty has finally realised that no one does the third mode better than the people that invented it. So they're like, fuck it, we'll just do it all the time, I guess, which we'll see how that plays out. We'll see. I don't have high hopes.
So they're just attaching a zombies mode to all the not Treyarch games now, too?
Yeah, which Treyarch's making from the sounds of it. So Treyarch just carries on doing its Treyarch thing in the corner. Because whenever anyone else tries to do a zombies mode, they're like, no, bad, it's shit, get it away, when it's not usually that bad. Let's talk about this other thing, Activision, then. Overwatch, obviously, Jesse McCree, if you did not know, McCree from Overwatch, voiced by Matthew Mercer, was named after a Blizzard employee who turned out was a bit of a fucking twat, to say it nicely. Not a nice person, absolutely horrible person, got fired, and they've announced that McCree is going to have his name changed, which is going to be interesting. We'll see how it turns out. I feel like everyone's going to keep calling him McCree.
Yeah, I feel like people probably are going to just change to whatever they come up with.
I want to know your guys' opinions.
Mr. Yeehaw, man.
Yeah. Because the reason I'm bringing it up, most of the time I just wouldn't even bring this up, but the reason I'm bringing it up is because I've seen a lot of negativity to this on Twitter, which is, they're talking about, there's been a load of terror, they're talking about how Activision's really bad and how the HR is, and all they're doing is changing the name of a fucking character. And I want to know your opinions. I don't know, I could look for the tweet if I could find it, but it's essentially along the lines of, they have their HR as a bunch of shit and Activision's a bunch of pricks, but don't worry, we're changing the name of a cowboy in our Overwatch or whatever. And I want to know what your guys' opinions on that statement is, because I feel like, I don't know, I'm not being an Activision apologist here, but I feel like this isn't I feel like this is an Overwatch team decision, not necessarily an Activision, but I feel like this is good intentions from people that don't have the power to do anything otherwise, and people are burning bridges because they think that this was an Activision executive call. I don't know about you guys, but I just want to know what your guys' opinions on it are, if that makes sense.
Yeah, alright. So, yeah, if it was the team that decided to do this, then they probably couldn't do much more than, let's rename him, because it'd be hard to move on from this if you have the ghost of the person that was causing so much problems being mentioned all the time.
They weren't even a part of the Overwatch team either. It's not even like this was an Overwatch team member. This was just someone that
Why did they name him after him then?
Because they liked his name. They were like, oh, it sounds a bit like a cowboy, so we're making a cowboy character. Let's put 1 and 2 together.
All right.
Which, to be fair, never name a character in a games as a service video game after someone on someone in your company, because you never know what could happen. That sounds like a thing waiting to happen. True. But I don't know. To me, it's just like this seems to be a thing where people who are not in the position to have a big impact, and what I mean by that is not like people in HR or execs who have the power to actually change culture and stuff like that. I feel like this is like people on the Overwatch team going, we have a character named after someone that's terrible. We should probably change this, and we can change this. Let's do it. And I saw there was a load of people being salty about it, and I'm like, I get the pain, but also, would you rather they didn't and just did nothing? Like, that's my thing, is would you rather they just kept it and just didn't say anything? I don't know what they want.
Yeah, I don't know what you'd be looking for either. Like, I can understand that if all that came out of this was a name change, like being annoyed with the company as a whole and all of that, because you need to do more than that, but it's also not like the people making the game are in the position to do
and I also want to say that
besides like striking some more if they
and I do want to say that if it did come out that this was an Activision PR move to try and make it look like the Overwatch team is doing something to try and care and trying to, again, put some good publicity in there, then yeah, fuck it. But I don't think that's where it's coming from, because I don't think that Activision would care that much from a CEO level. I mean, it's like with Call of Duty, they've just taken their name off of it. They keep saying Call of Duty Presents instead of Activision Presents, as if to hide it. They're just hiding their name.
Call of Duty Presents.
Yeah, that's what I said in
Call
the trailers.
Of Duty.
Yeah, Call of Duty. Yeah,
the famous video game company.
Call of Duty Presents, a game by Sledgehammer Games, is what they've been saying for a while now. And then
that sounds so redundant.
In the tiny little fine print that says Activision, copyright Activision. Like that's. But no, Kyle, do you have anything to say?
I did, but now it's gone. I don't know. I feel like it's a good move on the Overwatch team's part, but also I feel like this is like the very least they could have done.
Oh yeah, 100%.
For damage control.
It is the question of, is this damage control, or is this just people on the Overwatch team wanting to right a wrong? That's what I'm seeing it as. Because
the other thing is, as just a passive observer of Overwatch, I played the game for a week and then moved on from it. I didn't know where McCree's name came from, and I didn't really care where McCree got his name from.
Which is why I don't think it's damage control. Because 99% of the audience doesn't care, don't check Twitter, don't know what's happening between Activision and Blizzard and all this shit. Which is why I don't think it's damage control. Because what is this going to do to normies, right? Like, what is that going to do to fucking Andy, who works a regular 9 to 5 and comes back and plays Overwatch with his mates like an hour a day and doesn't look at Activision stock or what's happening in the gaming industry? There's no point. Like, that's why I think it is just a change on the Overwatch team's thing of morally we want to do this and not a PR stint. It's also, like, I know you say it's the least we can do, but it's a lot of work because they now have to go and re-record not all of McCree's lines, but
everyone
every
who would
single
ever be
reference
saying his
to
name.
them. They have to record everybody's communications with McCree again. They have to. That's bringing in all like 30 odd heroes, because that'll be including Overwatch 2, because they will have already recorded the voice lines for all the new heroes. So that's bringing all 30 characters back. There's maps like Hollywood, where the payload is a Hollywood director/actor who, if you stand near the payload, he'll make witty comments towards each of the individual characters. So gonna have to re-record that, because he has a line where he says like, "McCree, what kind of fake name for a cowboy is that?" And like, gonna have to re-record that. It's not necessarily like, yeah, it's like at least they can do kind of to get it out of the way, but it's also going to be a lot of voice recording and work for it. It's not necessarily just a push the button, there you go, his name's Derek now, we're good, we're clear.
His name's Derek now.
Could you imagine?
Jesse Derek.
Could you imagine if they just did like a auto voice kind of thing. So it was just everybody's regular lines. It was like, "How you doing, Derek?" It's just
Derek.
like,
That would be funny.
Yeah, just didn't even do it, but
Play of the game, Derek.
Derek, yeah. I don't know. It's interesting. I wonder what Matthew Mercer thinks about this. He hasn't said anything about it, and I think that's probably for the best. Cause
Yeah.
but he's gonna have a field day. That's for sure. Interesting, but yeah, don't name people after people you know. You never know what's fucking.
Yeah.
You never know what's dark. Like you don't like. Everyone has a public and private side to them. Like.
It's also just kind of weird to do in general. Like,
Yeah.
even with stories I would write with my friend that no one but me will ever see, I would never pull a name of someone I know in real life, regardless of how close or distant we may be.
Or if you did, it'd be like a reference that only you would get by using someone's first name or something along those lines. Not like taking the full name of someone and then boldly proclaiming to the earth that it is a reference to an employee. Like, if it was just
his full name was a reference. I thought it was just the McCree part.
No, his name his actual name is Jesse McCree. That was his name. Is Jesse McCree. They took his entire name. It's like if someone.
I don't know why. Like,
don't
in my
do
head,
that.
I wrote off the Jesse part as like Jesse James or something.
Like, yeah, you know, like if I decided in like writing in a story, say I wrote a TV show or something, and I wrote a character and called them Kyle, and it turned out Kyle was a horrible person. Just because his name's Kyle doesn't mean it's Kyle, you know what I mean? Like, that's fine, but taking their entire name. Yeah, taking their entire name and going, based off of Kyle, this Kyle here, and then Kyle's like, I'm gonna stab someone. I'm like, no, Kyle, no.
No, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Stabbing kills people, Kyle.
Yeah. I don't know, very weird.
But like I've made it my own personal rule in my own freelance writing not to use names of people that I personally know.
Yeah.
Like, that's, I don't know why. I wouldn't feel comfortable doing that. And also, I know I'd confuse myself in my head.
Same, or if I do, it is not like really close people that I know.
Yeah.
Like, it'll just be passing. Like, I might have known someone from school, and I'm like, they had a cool name. Not like full name, but I'd be like, oh, I like that first name. I'm yoinking that. And in a way, it's
for your last name.
Yeah, in a way, it's kind of a reference to that person, but not really. It's just like I got that name from a person.
Inspired by.
Yeah, but no, very weird. But hey,
and like what Hunter said, even though I'm the only person that sees it, I don't know. I'm weird about this kind of stuff.
See, I'm kind of fine with it, but at the same time, it's like it's not like I'm just nicking I'm just using a name. I'm not using a full name. I'm just taking a name or maybe a character trait and just be like, yeah, deal with it. You fucking suck. Like, if someone came up to me and was like, hey, is this a reference to me? I'm like, yeah. And they're like, well, I hate it. I'm like, good. Now you know how I feel. Good.
Years from now, Ethan's going to publish some grandiose story, and there's going to be a pun maker in his book that dies, and I'm going to be like, oh.
His name's Hunter. Wow, all right.
Well, I guess I had this one coming.
No.
Fair enough.
That's what I get for replacing the chair instead of the microphone.
No. Especially when this guy had nothing to do with fucking cowboys or anything, so it was like you literally just take someone's
He just
name.
had a cool cowboy name.
Yeah.
Like,
turned out he wasn't cool
cowboy-esque
or a cowboy.
name.
He was a prick and a terrible human being.
He's a fraud.
He was a fake and a fraud. Terrible human being. But no. I just wanted to end with that because I just want to hear what other people had to say about it because I feel like it was a bit black and white. And you know what Twitter's like. Twitter is a cesspool of negative opinions and everyone just screaming into a void.
Not knowing the full thing.
Yeah, it's just a load of uneducated people
or
screaming.
anything.
Yeah. So I just wanted to see, just have an actual conversation about it and see what people actually thought about it. But there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But hey, with that, I guess that's been our show. It's like 3 a.m. I think that's our show.
Hell yeah.
Boy, 3 a.m.
Yeah, exactly. So as always, our links are on screen right now. You can go and follow us on Twitter or check out our YouTube stuff, whatever. I don't even upload on YouTube, so nerds, good luck with that. Twitch, that's a thing.
Come back for Kane's next video.
Yeah, come back for Kane's next video. Make sure you subscribe. But hey, how do they know when Kane's next video is coming out? Well, they will know by following us on the Twitter at HotGamersOnly, or subscribing to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/HotGamersOnly, and hit the bell as well if you want.
I like how you did the half-hearted, like, subscribe, blah, 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 and then you're like, wait a minute, let's do it, like, better.
Let's do the bit.
Right after.
Yeah, let's do the bit. The animation's already played, but yeah, podcast services, Twitter, Anchor, Spotify, they're all down in the description on the link tree. Go and watch it. I use the same animation every week. I'm not changing the speed of those animations.
Just play them again.
Play them again. Okay, follow us on Twitter. Subscribe to us on both of our YouTube channels. And hey, if you want to, you can go and listen to us instead of looking at our stupid faces by going to the link tree in the description where you can find us on your favourite podcast services such as Google Play, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. Hooray! There you go. You got it twice. Let's go for 3. No, I'm not, because that'll ruin the random.
Groundhog Day shit.
Again, another. Bring me another. But no, that's been our show.
You want to know my thoughts on No More Heroes 3?
No, we're not going again. You had your chance. Which is funny because we had longer sections about Overwatch and fucking everything else. But hey, that's been our show. Thank you so much for listening / watching.
I love stalling.
It's same. It's great. We'll be back same time, same place next week for more. Maybe we'll bring someone on. Maybe because the Genshin update's out next week and we use Genshin for viewers, we'll bring Kane on. Maybe I'll ask Kane if he's around next week. And we'll bring Kane on. And maybe I'll finally get back into Genshin Impact for a day. We'll see. Hunter, you gonna do it?
Maybe I'll buy the medium.
Oh, is that out next week?
Yeah.
Oh, someone should probably play that then.
I think we have Hunter.
There we go. But until then,
I wasn't gonna play it.
Yeah,
didn't know it was coming out.
Yeah, horror games.
It's also a horror game, so you guys typically don't.
No. Anyway,
I genuinely don't think I've ever played a horror game.
I
Real talk, don't think I have.
Well, it depends what your class is. Horror, straight up horror, no. Horror elements and other things I've played, but not necessarily like loved. I don't know. It's weird. Anyway, we'll be back same time, same place next week for more. But until then, have an awesome week.
But Ethan, where can they go to follow us? It's been so long at this point. Play the animation again.
Please let me finish the podcast. Please.
Good night, everybody.
Anyway, yeah, have an awesome week, and yeah, we'll see you next time. Bye.
See ya.
Toodaloo.